Welcome to Mountain Movement. I'm Brady. I get paid to do this. Today we are on Tech Tuesdays because this is going to come out on Tuesday. Today we're going to learn one of the hardest things, indexing your derailleur. Simply put, it's not that hard. So as you can see, this is a brand new derailleur. We're putting this on the Yeti Arc. It's the Yeti's hardtail, if you know anything about these bikes. The first thing we're gonna do to start off with is it's not even hooked up to its cable. So what we're gonna do is we're going to wire it through. It's not called jockey wheels, but it's similar to the jockey wheels. And they're pretty simple to route. And sometimes you can even push it down to do it. Wire it through two. There's usually two jockey wheels, just to get suspension on your derailleur. Because as you ride, you can adjust, or you can adjust in a shop. And you can always come to a local bike shop, and it's relatively cheap. And so you pull it through, and there's a screw down here that you're gonna need to. And you want it tight, but you don't want it super tight. You want your derailleur to be able to move around, and we will loosen the cable, and you will be here several times. So as you can see, as I'm kind of tightening this wire as you go along, it definitely shouldn't look like this. Like I'm moving my finger just like around, and it looks kind of weird. So you want to tighten it in the hardest cog because that's the shortest distance. And see how that all got pulled out. And it's just kind of almost like a guitar string is the closest thing I can get to a good example as, even though I'm terrible at guitar. Okay. And there's multiple things that can affect your derailleur's movement. There's chain link, there is this little screw right here, and then your indexing screws right here, and then also your suspension screw right here. We're going to set those up, and then we're going to get this tight, and then we're going to adjust the knob at the handlebars, and we're going to get you riding with a derailleur and not have to use the bike shaft, which is pretty great. Let's get started. As I begin with my derailleur, I'm just going to see how close I am for a perfect derailleur adjustment. It's going to be nowhere close. There was one time that I put the chain on and everything, and I just had everything set up, and I put this wire on, and it was pretty sneaky close, which is like my dream. I think that's anyone's dream as a mechanic, and it's not working good because I already need to tighten something real quick. Okay, back to the TV. Okay, you just start going up all of your cogs to see if you just have anything at all. And as you can see, a lot of things working on bike-wise is a lot about feel. And if you were riding this on the trails, I feel like you would feel pretty bad. As you can see, it doesn't go to the hardest cogs, and it stops a few before the largest cogs. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to unscrew this all the way. This is your tightening screw. It tightens the wire for your derailleur, and then I always start with like 2 full turns once it's already all the way unscrewed. Okay, so then I'm gonna see if that changes anything for me. Then the first thing that I noticed is kind of that like rattle. It's kind of like rubbing. That means your jockey wheels are rubbing on your cassette and or your chain. So that means there's not enough suspension in your derailleur. So I'm going to tighten that a little bit to get separation from your cassette and your derailleur. And you don't hear that anymore. The only thing you hear is the nice wisp noises of an unaligned brake. My brakes aren't set up, so I'm just going to stop it like that. And now the next thing I'm going to go to is I'm going to set up my indexing screws. If I explain these indexing screws to you, is one will be to get it closer to your triangle, and one will be to get your chain closer to your wheels, and you just kind of have to play with it to get it, just perfect. So right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing with these screws to see which one is which, because I always get them confused. And you kind of have to look under here to see. So as I'm in the hardest cog, I see that my indexing screw for the furthest is the left one. And then as I'm going up to my easiest cog, the indexing screw is my right one. So I'm going to tighten and or loosen those screws so that they can reach the top of my cassette. As you're doing your derailleur, one of the things that we do for all of our bikes is we put in the effect of like a first ride. Because as you use your derailleur on your first ride, your cable's going to stretch. So you go on the easiest cog, or the biggest, and you push down the shifting button, which is a bunch of times, just to like, I don't know, like get it really stretched out in your cable as it's pulling. And then you go down, and you look at your cable, and it's stretched out a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. Well, that's something you want to look out for, because it could affect your derailleur. Well, that's pretty cleaned up from there. Once you've gotten your indexing down to where it'll stop right here, and then it'll stop right here, and not, go over or get all weird in there. You can fine tune your cassette with this little turning navvy thingy. So what I do is I go up to, and so I clicked it, and it didn't go. So that's telling me that it needs to be tighter. So I'm going to go up like a half a turn. Very, very small adjustments. And so that's better, but it still doesn't sound right. So I'm going to turn it down, because it's trying to go up to the next cog. That's sounding better, to where it's not making any noise now. Oh, nope, going down the bottom. There we go. And then you go up 2, down 1, there you go. 2, down 1, 2, down 1, up 2, down 1, up 2, down 1. Thanks for tuning in for Tech Tuesdays. See ya. Peace. Deuces.